Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for January 27th to February 3rd, 2023. I invite you to close your eyes, take 3 nice deep breaths with me, dropping into your heart with each breath, connecting to the broader, wiser part of you, into that deep knowing. And I also invite you to see a true root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment for your good and presence at this time. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, now and in the future, as we collectively do this reading of the week for our highest and greatest good. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide that in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our well-being and the well-being of anyone whose life we touch. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future to be present, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to facilitate this exchange and ensure that it happens in the best way possible for our collective and personal highest and greatest good, and that we cover all that is in our heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us now, creating a sacred container of light and love, wisdom, healing, transformation, peace, clarity, insight. Wherever you are part of this circle of light. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies of love and light, wisdom and healing and transformation is welcome to go now. Let's get going. Okay. Creator, what do we need to know this week for our personal and collective highest and greatest good, that we may navigate our lives in these interesting times with grace and aplomb, moving easily and effortlessly through the challenges, finding the solutions that we seek, our people, our resources, the opportunities, for us to move forward boldly and bravely with full hearts, at our best, giving our best. I ask for whatever healing we need at this time as well to come through here and now for our good and the good of anyone whose life we touch. Okay. Right, so recent past. That's funny because this one fell out of the deck as we started, so I think it really wanted to be part of the reading today. We have the High Priestess, Major Arcana. The High Priestess is the sacred feminine. It's the sacred feminine we're not maybe always comfortable with. The one that knows the secrets of life and death and calls things out very clearly. The High Priestess also is symbolic of the collective consciousness that we are all part of, the collective unconsciousness of humanity, that field of information and life that we are each tapped into. We're each like a bay on the ocean of the collective consciousness, our own unique individuality in the essence of who we are. But that connection that happens when we sleep, when we meditate, when we reconnect with the collective flow, when we pass from this lifetime, our energy and our field of information goes back out into that collective field of information and informs all humanity everywhere. This is the energy of the recent past. So this is what we need to be aware of as we move into our present and into our future this week. The High Priestess is calling us to drop into our feminine abilities. I think we had the Queen of Hearts last week. It's this energy of the intuitive, of the feminine, of those aspects of the feminine that, again, are not altogether comfortable necessarily, but they are very much the strength of the feminine. This idea of intuition, of psychic ability, of knowing things, of telepathy, of connecting on different levels. So what does this mean for us this week, ultimately? Is that this information, this energy, this quality of energy of tapping into the sacred feminine and having that power, leveraging, is important for us coming into this week, into our present, into our future. As we navigate this week, we're going to need to have the High Priestess as an ally. Her abilities are our abilities, and we need to draw on them this week to navigate things more smoothly and well. Understanding that everything that we need is within reach. We just have to ask. There is a broader, wiser part of us that is always present to us and supportive of our highest and greatest good. And it is also connected to the life beyond us, the broader, wiser life beyond us. And so through our asking, through our desire, through our intentions, we pull what we need towards us. It's quite a dynamic we send information out to the universe and we pull information and resources towards us. It's a constant outgoing and incoming and outgoing energies like our breath. So remembering that this week, maybe even getting into a breath practice of some kind to just leverage this quality of in and out, breathing in and out, bringing what we need towards us and letting go of what we no longer need, and just trusting that our needs and our desires are being met and heard and collected and we're being responded to. Okay. The present card, we have the card of defeat, the Five of Swords. You'll notice here that the person is not in a crumpled heap on the floor, as the name defeat would seem to imply, but rather is standing on a rose of purified desire, facing the adversity. And so what I'm saying here is there's nothing extraordinary that needs to be done other than standing in your integrity, standing in your self-love, standing in your desire, standing in love, and just being with what is before you, noticing the challenges, the adversity, the energy that's going on. You don't need to succumb to it. You don't need to be defeated by it. You don't even need to engage with it as a battle. Simply observe it. Observe it. Observe yourself in response to it. Get curious and come back to yourself. Come back to this present moment. Come back to your peace. Come back to your center. And that is how we navigate any sort of adversity that's coming our way. We don't need to battle it. We don't need to engage with it. We can find a neutral, grounded, observant space and learn about ourselves and learn about the world as we observe these things going on in our experience. And from that place of peace and clarity, we make much better choices. But again, this element of curiosity, of wonder. This card is talking about tapping into the sacred feminine, tapping into our knowingness, our intuitive knowingness, our feminine aspects. And this here is saying that no matter what the adversity is in this present moment, just stay centered in your peace, in your heart, in your unique desires. And this is, as I said, it's purified desire that the white rose symbolizes. And so coming back to what is your heart leading you towards? What is your yes, that higher, beautiful, clean and clear energy that is directing you on a heart level? Coming back to that so that you don't get pulled off center by the adversity. You don't feel like you have to go out there and do battle. You simply notice it and then you pivot and go in the direction of what it is that you want. In your future, we have the card of romance, which is quite lovely. And so this card, of course, can mean romance with others, but I find that more often than not, the symbolism is about romance with ourselves. When we have a good relationship with ourselves, then we have a good relationship with others. We teach others how to treat us, and that starts with treating ourselves well. So this energy of the near future, what we're moving towards this week, is very much about appreciating ourselves and caring for ourselves and doing what we need to take care of our hearts. And, often we externalize our love and hope that someone else will give us what it is that we really want in ourselves. And this card is reminding us that we are the ones who have to do this for ourselves. And it's not to say we can't have romantic partners and we can't have satisfying relationships, but those start with us knowing who we are, what we need, and taking care of it for us. So this near future card, we're moving into this card of greater romance with the self, greater romance with life. Because our romance with ourselves is our dance with life. You can even think of life as being your partner and engaging with that dynamic and that energy in a very positive and proactive way. Once again, coming back to this idea of what does your heart need from you? What do you need to feel happy and fulfilled and satisfied? And how can you take care of that for you so that you are full, your heart is full, and you can come to life with a full heart, ready to give who you are to the world in beautiful ways. And the foundation card this week, sorrow. Interesting. And so with this card, what I'm always struck by is we have this figure down here sort of languishing in amongst all these dark shapes and this adversity kind of pointed at them. And yet in the middle of each of these dark shapes, which might be a little difficult to make out on the camera, are golden hearts. So this is a card that always reminds us that no matter what we're going through, it's always serving us. It's for our good. There is something there for us to glean and benefit from. It's always in service to our highest and greatest good. Even if we can't intellectualize it or understand it, there's good there for us. So this is the card sitting in the foundation position this week. And so whatever heaviness, darkness, challenges, whatever it is that you find yourself faced with, I encourage you to look at them with fresh eyes and see, what is this helping me to distinguish? Because all adversity helps us to recognize what we want from what we don't want. We really know what we want when we really know what we don't want. And that's the benefit of contrast in this human experience. So this card is saying, okay, well, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? What have you learned through your life experience of contrast? And where do you want your energy to go? And how do you flow it in ways that are beautiful and harmonious and life-giving, not only to yourself, but to others? Again, this idea of taking care of ourselves first before we take care of others. We have to make sure our cups are full before we can share with others. It's interesting. We have this energy of sorrow as the foundation this week. So wherever you are, whatever you're experiencing, whether it's a deep sorrow, and my heart is with you if that's the case, and maybe it's just the sorrow of feeling a little frustrated or knocked about a bit, not really feeling like you're on your path yet. It's all good. It's all good. The contrast is providing you with an opportunity to clarify what you want. And from that greater clarity, you can turn and go in the direction of what you prefer. And that's where that heart comes in. That's where breath comes in, the deep breath. Coming back to your heart. It's deeply soothing whenever we are in a situation where it's strong emotion or strong feelings, or we're just not sure where to go or what to be or how to be. Deep breath, hand on your heart, come back to you with that breath. And just know that it's all for your good. It's all serving ultimately your highest and greatest good. And in the contrast, you can use that to get clear about what you do want to create in your experience. So let's just have a recap here of these cards. We have the sacred feminine, this tapping into the wisdom of the sacred feminine, who we are on a deeper level. And we all have these sacred feminine attributes. And you don't have to be in a male body or a female body. We all have them to varying degrees if we develop them. But this is the direction that humanity is moving towards more awareness, more psychic ability, more connection, more of the win-win-win for everyone. All of this sort of feminine quality is part of this energy, and it's informing us this week. So leveraging that, trusting, tapping into your intuitive wisdom, that deep breath, coming home to your heart, coming back to yourself. In the moment, what do you need to know? You can ask that question, and usually answers come. It just depends on how relaxed and open we can get. Meditation, as I said, yoga, qigong, tai chi, all of those practices are designed to ground us, to neutralize our energetic field, to help us move energy through our bodies so we're more grounded and present and at ease, and they open us up. And as we're more expanded and our hearts are more open, we're more connected, not only to our own wisdom, but to the wisdom of the collective field. It's all very much in service to our highest and greatest good. And so tapping into this as much as possible and cultivating a practice that allows you to tap into this as much as possible. It's very, very helpful. And this card of defeat, once again, it's not about being defeated. It's about just staying present and grounded despite the shenanigans going on in the world around you or the world outside of you. Come back to your desire, your purified desire. What is it that you are holding? What is your lofty vision for yourself and your life and where you want to be and who you want to be? So that no matter what happens in the outside world, you can come back to this. You can come back to this grounding aspect of you and not get triggered or pulled off course. And we will, because we're human, but to the best of our ability, staying in that clean and clear, lofty place, observing ourselves, and from that wisdom of observation, making cleaner, clearer choices, and understanding ourselves and our relationships that much better. Near future, romance, partnership with ourselves, enjoying the dance of life and creating it the way we want it to be for ourselves, starting there, not waiting for somebody else to do it for us, because no one else will ever know us the way we know ourselves. And so there's nothing wrong with loving yourself and caring for yourself and providing for yourself what it is that you want and need. Because when, as I said before, your cup is full, you have more to give to others. So that's the energy we're stepping towards. And then here, sorrow. Oh, I can't do much about that glare, unfortunately. Excuse me. Sorrow, understanding that whatever we face, whatever adversity we think is there to choke us up and swallow us whole, it's actually there for us. It is there for us. And so getting this broader perspective, stepping away from the intensity of the experience, taking that deep breath, taking some perspective will be very, very helpful. Looking for the good, looking for the gold in it for ourselves, and turning to go in the direction of our good, turning to go in the direction of our discernment so we can be powerful. That's our foundation this week. As we navigate this week, it's all about the pivot. It's all about seeking the good. All right, and with that, let's move on to the card to grow on. All right, Creator. What is our card to grow on this week? What is it that we need to keep before us as we navigate this week and all the good energy that we'll be experiencing and facing, so that we can move in good directions for ourselves, supporting ourselves and supporting all the others in our lives who we love. And we do that by taking care of us. When we're clean and clear, we can be clean and clear for others and give them permission to move on too. It's amazing how much permission we give ourselves and give others when we give ourselves permission. It really shifts a lot all the way around. Okay, our card to grow on this week, January 27th to February 3rd, 2023. There we go again, the card of defeat. So this very intentional perspective of noticing what is out there, but standing in your peace, standing in your grounding, standing in purified desire, standing in who you really are, not letting yourself get triggered by any of this, getting neutral and detached. And if you need to, taking deep breaths whenever things come towards you that rattle your cage. It's going to happen. It's what we're here to do as human beings. And those cage rattling events, those things that we don't like, help us to be so much more aware of what we do like. And there's a lot out there right now that we probably don't like. So what do we want? How do we want things to go? And that starts with us personally in our own lives. And then it extends further out into the world. How would we like it to be? What would we like it to be? So this card to grow on this week. So the energy, this card is very important, this Five of Swords. And swords is ideas and action. So but this is about not engaging. This is about stepping back. This is about being neutral to the best of our ability. This is about getting curious, getting soft, and looking at things. We don't need to wade into the fray and try to beat somebody around to our way of looking at things. It's not our job. Our job is to take what we observe and understand ourselves better and clarify our direction more effectively so we can pivot and turn in the direction we want to go in that much more easily. So that's our card to grow on this week. Notice what's going on, get curious, use the information to pivot your life in the direction that you want it to go, to move you more in the direction of purified desire, of love, of light, of being of service. Let yourself be nourished by this information and turn and go in that way. And so there we are. That's our card to grow on this week. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath with me. And that feels so good. I encourage you to do that as often as you think of it. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. Thank you for this opportunity to do this reading this week. Once again, I'm grateful for each and every individual who is coming here every week to add their life force and energy to these readings so that we can co-create clarity for ourselves and empowerment as we navigate this odd time on the planet. Help us to stay true and grounded and authentic and congruent. Help us to know ourselves through the contrast that we witness so that we can guide our lives in magnificent ways, staying aware of that which lights us up and turning always towards the yes that is in our hearts, that our heart is calling us towards, so we can move in the direction of our good, where everything that we want is, where everyone that we want to be with is. This is how we find each other. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank the archangels for holding the four directions around us. The reading is at an end once again, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Lots of love. Take good care. Bye for now.